In the winter of 2000, the Peabody Museum received a letter from the Cape Fox Corporation in southeast Alaska. The letter pointed to NAGPRA, the Native American Graves Protection and Repatriation Act, a law created by the U.S. Congress in 1990. The letter requested that the Peabody Museum repatriate the totem pole that depicts the bear crest, a clan crest of the Tlingit people who used to live at Gash Village at Cape Fox. Once we received their letter, we at the Peabody began to look into our records of the pole after it arrived in 1900. And I became very interested myself in the pole and its history and the history of the expedition. And so in the course of teaching a seminar, a museum-based seminar here at Harvard, an undergraduate seminar, I sort of began to build the pole, the Cape Fox pole, into the course and had students do research on the pole. And they were thrilled to do this. They were very excited and went out and found out all kinds of information about the expedition and about memorial poles and how this pole was different from other poles in museums here in the United States. One of them found that in 1970, the pole had gone on an historic journey to the World Exposition in Japan, where it was very prominently displayed in the U.S. Exhibition of American Folk Art. After museum staff examined Peabody records, we had further talks with people at Cape Fox, and we consulted the Harvard's General Consul's office. After these discussions, a decision was made to repatriate the pole as cultural patrimony under NAGPRA. At this point, we began a very long process of repatriating an enormously large totem pole. The pole is 20 feet long, it's very heavy, and moving it from Massachusetts to Alaska is complex.
It's been cherished and loved and appreciated by many different people, by children who have perhaps, it's been their first introduction to the people of the Northwest Coast.
is extraordinary. It's unique. It's very beautiful. It is something that the Peabody was proud to display and proud to steward for nearly 100 years.
The brown bear is the main crest of the Takwedi. They own this crest and they own the story telling how they acquire the crest. The bird on top is pretty unusual. It is a loon. And again, the Takwedi own this crest and the story with it. And often you see a bird on top of the pole. And generally it is a raven or eagle, because the Tlingit are divided into two moieties, raven and eagle. This is a memorial pole, and it was raised as a memorial of a disease and only for a chief.
So what's the story behind this pole?
Well, I think you have to ask the story to the chief of the clan, the Takwedi, when you are over there, not to me. Then he will tell the story to you.
During the time that it was here, had to have some minor cleaning, but for the most part, it's structurally sound and needed very little work. The pole will last, if it's held in good conditions indoors, for many generations. There should be very little change that occurs to it.
Oh, this. That's all graffiti.
Yeah, but that's
and
all.
here?
This is from, because it's the pen and it falls into the mortise.
So it couldn't have been recent. Well, I'm sad in some way to see it leave the museum because it's been here for many years. It's been a part of the collections, and I think many people have enjoyed seeing it because it's a really unusual piece. But on the other hand, it really does belong on the West Coast. It should go back, and people will see it there. So it's become part of the tribal life, and that's important.
Yes.
It's very original.
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
Well, I think everyone has mixed feelings, but I think that it's that people feel that this was the right thing to do, the appropriate thing to do, that it's what the law demanded that we do. It's been on display for more than 75 years. Now it's going to return home.
I think the last 10 years have been a real challenge for museums because we're having to rethink what our role is. Maybe some of the objects that we have been taking so much care of are no longer ours and need to go back to their original owners.
Journey's responsibility for the pole ends when the pole leaves the building. At that point, it's the responsibility of the Cape Fox to transport the pole to Alaska.
Done deal. It's your baby now.
All in your hands now. And not in ours. So have a safe journey.
Okay, thank you. Have a good weekend.
Thank you.
Have a good holiday for us.
Yes, thanks. You too.
How you doing, sir? Hi. Good. Had a good trip? Good.
Seattle is right here at the bottom edge of the screen, and we're going to go up through here like this, up into here, and there's Ketchikan right there, where the totem pole goes home.
These poles coming back is a reminder of who we are and how strong they were. In those days, to make those poles was all done by manpower. And they didn't have any patterns or anything to do their poles and things. And they were very brilliant, strong people.
I feel the strength of our ancestors in those poles. We can feel the energy of our ancestors on what they've done and accomplished.
We're here to give them strength. It's the way our people are. They came and helped each other, and so we're their strength. And that's why we're here to join in celebrating those artifacts coming back. We talked to the Poles, and I said in my Tlingit language, my uncles and my aunts, we are happy to have you back. You've been gone many years, and may you give us all peace in our hearts.
Everything has a spirit. Everything captures life. There's spirits in here, like bees going on. That feeling, I just fell apart when I came in. I cried. We needed to welcome them back. We needed to let them know that it's safe now. But we also needed to let them know that we thank the universities and the people that took care of them, because we couldn't have took care of them this way. They would have been gone.
Gonna have to run home.
It's a powerful time. It's a powerful time. It's overwhelming. It's good to see him back home. our history. Our histories come back. This is history of stories. This is how stories were told. We didn't have a written language. This is how my parents and their parents kept track of history. So today you're bringing back history, and we need to give our children the rite of passage. Just gives them the rite of passage.
I wonder if they had to take it down and...
You mean, what the heroin chair?
Yeah.
So that's something to be on record.
Being too big.
That's interesting.
I'm wondering if it was probably just too much to handle from the start. I don't know.
And don't you think that
Yeah. The adzing and everything is all there.
Can you tell anything from the workmanship if it's done differently than what?
Yeah, this is later add-on. This is later add-on, so it's that one. There's the initials of the guy who ever did it.
When we talk about injuries, we talk about those 4 generations of my grandmother in the shame, where my grandmother had to put the drum down. She had to learn English. She had to put all this aside. Had to start learning a new religion. That came in one generation, and mom and dad had to go to boarding school, hide the language, hide the songs, hide the blankets, hide the stories. And we come along, and you and I in our generation, our shame generation, my parents is a guilt generation. Generation yours and I is a generation of anger. And our children are sometimes jumping. We wonder why their rage is happening. Because all these things are attached to it. Yes, it's a healing process for our people. What is healing is your dignity inside. Your dignity as a human being is clinking. That's healing.
This is one of the poles that I've never seen before. I wish I knew the story behind it, but I don't have any idea of what it means. This is what happened when the poles were taken from us. We lost the story and the history behind it.
We cannot tell someone else's stories, and all of those that remembers these stories are gone.
This house right here, Chief Thomas Johnson's house, was about in this area right here. Chief Thomas Johnson was the chief of all the Tequati, all the clan houses. Ashoo-shoo-way, ashoo-shoo-way, hey, ah-ha, 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 ah-ha. Aha, aha, yeah, aha, 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 yeah, aha. There are 3 clans here. There was the Kiksati frog people, the Tequati brown bear people, and there were the Nachari eagle beaver halibut people. And there were several Tequati bear clan houses throughout this village. The bear pole from Cape Fox Village is claimed by the Tequati brown bear. At one time, the village was about 1,000 people, but after smallpox and tuberculosis, it dwindled the people down to about 177. Also, there was big influence of Christianity and education. So many of the people would move to Port Simpson to go get educated and Christianize. I don't feel a sadness, but I feel something because I know that our people, my father's people, once lived here, and I think that they've went through a lot, to survive, being Tlingit and to keep their culture still really strong.
A few years before the Ahriman expedition arrived here at Cape Fox, the people have migrated by canoe along the coast like this, up north, and way up there at Tusaxman.
I hope they would get permission before they take things like that. They shouldn't have disturbed the Thomas Johnson's tribal house at all. They shouldn't. It's one of our tribal houses that Terryman Cruz took the whole house. So they owe us a house, tribal house. Our belief is that it goes down by itself. And the totem poles around it, it goes down by itself. The only thing I feel bad about is that tribal house. And the whole front is broken. And I feel bad about that.
We were taught never to forget who we are. We keep this tradition up, and we teach it to our children. Not to forget your ancestors, not to forget your crest, and not to forget the traditions and the culture, the language. The language is the one that we're losing now, and that's where we hold on to it.
This song comes from my grandfather's side. And he said, I'm going up to heaven, he said, and I'm going to heal myself up, and I'm going to come back down, and I'm going to heal up all my people. Keep on going one day,
Lord, we thank you for the healing. We thank you for giving the wisdom, the courage, the strength to those who have really helped our people, their people, whoever they are. Reuniting with the artifacts that have come home. They've been gone so long. It's like one of your family members that have gone and has come back home. It's how I feel inside right now, is that the artifacts have come home. It's a family that's been gone for a long, long time. You can imagine how happy I feel inside. It just uplifts me to see this here.
Dr. Anne-Marie Victor Howie, Associate Curator of the Peabody Museum for the Tequedi Pole.
During the process of this repatriation, the true friendship has been established between the Peabody Museum and the Tlingit people from the Sainia and Tongass one. I am very happy for the elder. I am very happy for the whole Tlingit community, and most of all, for the children.
Fi Jayu Chichanka Safo Sakachka Oh hey iya Oh hey iya ya ya ya